to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. All right, guys, before we get into Bitcoin, yesterday I made an altcoin video as well. One of them was Cardano, and I gave you guys another winning trade here. I had this flag that if it were to break us out, would take us all the way to 90 cents, and as you can see, we hit it exactly. I also had a falling wedge here that would have broken us out to 87 cents, so that also hit. So two winning trades on Cardano. Also on Bitcoin, on the 15-minute chart, I left you guys yesterday with a cup and handle move that would have broken us out to approximately 119,725, and as you can see, we hit that perfectly. I also gave you guys a complex inverted head and shoulder pattern that would have given us the measured move to about 119,922, and we also hit that perfectly. We actually went beyond that. We went yesterday all the way to like about 121,000. So congratulations on whoever took those trades. All right, so now let's start off with the weekly chart. We see right now is not looking too good. We still have 2 days before this candle closes, and it's kind of looking like a topping tail right now if we were to close like this. But let's see what ends up happening within the next 2 days. Right now, the 21-day moving average is at 97,779. The stochastics are toppy. They kind of look like they want to roll over. The RSI is also toppy. They also look like they want to roll over. Head over to the 3-day chart. We see that we are already above the dotted line here on the stochastics, so it's hard to say if we're going to roll over or go a little bit sideways. 21 moving average is a little bit far. It's at 108,870. Now on the daily chart, this is a topping tail that happened about 4 or 5 days ago. Usually a topping tail shows that we're not going to be able to get higher than that. For now, we're probably going to go sideways or down. The 21 moving average is at 112,569. Yesterday we closed kind of indecisive. It was still a green candle. So far right now we have a red engulfing candle kind of, and we are wicking down. We still have about 2 hours and 19 minutes before this candle closes, so let's see what happens. But the 21 moving average is at 112,569, and the stochastics are pointing down. If we zoom in, I kind of see like maybe there could be a curve here, but it's way too early to tell. We're going to need about another day or two to see what's going to happen. Right now it looks bearish, like we will want to come down at least to touch this 21 moving average. Now on the 22-hour chart, we still need to continue coming down a little bit before we round back up. We're coming up off the 21 moving average at the moment. If we lose that, the next line of defense will be the 50-day moving average at 111,437. We were able to come all the way down, but now we're rolling over again on the stochastics here, and we lost the 21 moving average, which is at 118,553. Currently the price of Bitcoin is at 117,793. So the next line of defense again is the 50-day moving average at 113,789. This does look like a head and shoulder pattern. If that breaks us down, it would take us to about the 50-day moving average. So now on the 8-hour chart, rolling over also on the stochastics, losing the 21 moving average. 6-hour chart, we're also on the way down. We're about to go and touch the 50 moving average at 115,392. Now on the 4-hour chart, I have two patterns here. One of them is this flag that breaks us out to over 125k. So far we made most of the measured move to 123. Since then we fell back down and we haven't been able to go up any higher. Now we could extend this flag, and if we extend this flag, technically we're still in the flag. We haven't lost it yet. We've been in and out a couple of times, so we're still practically okay with this. We can move the measured move over here now. This will give us let me see if it gives us a new measured move. Takes us to about 125,951 now, so a little bit higher, almost 126. But now what I'm also seeing is this head and shoulder pattern that would break us down to about 111,500 around there. Now we take off the patterns, as you can see, shoulder, head, and it looks like we're making a complex right shoulder here. Now I was telling you guys, if we go back up, which we did, if we're not able to break above this head here of this head and shoulder pattern, then this could end up being the right shoulder that would bring us down. And unfortunately, as you can see, we couldn't make it here. Wicks brought us back down, back up here, 3 wicks brought us back down. So more and more that I see it, this is kind of looking to me like a head and shoulder pattern. The stochastics still have room to continue going down, and by the time they round up, it does look like this could play out and break us down. Now again, we went today as low as 116,000, like 200 or so. I believe there's a CME gap at at 114,000. 90% of the time they do close, so it's possible that we do head down there, especially with the stochastics on the daily being toppy like this. So let's see what ends up happening. But technically we're in the flag, but if we break below that, and we're also on the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern, so if we break below this flag, this next stop is going to end up being at least of 114,796, which is the 80 moving average, or even lower here. We head over to the 1 hour chart. Stochastics are resetting. It looks like we're on the way up, but look, we lost a 21 moving average, we lost a 200 moving average. That starts to get bearish now. Now our next line of defense is the 200 moving average on the 2 hour chart, and that's at 113,558. And as you can see, we still have more room to continue going down here on the stochastic. So head and shoulder pattern, it kind of looks like we will be going down. On the 45 minute, it looks like we could come up, but again, we're below these averages. Let's see what's happening on the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, we're getting toppy, and this kind of looks like a bear flag, though this might break us down as well. So the measured move of this bear flag, do it kind of conservatively, this kind of would break us down. This measured move will take us to about 115. So if this bear flag plays out, that's pretty much probably where we're headed next. So let's put this pattern on here just in case to see if it does come out. Actually, it'll take us a little bit lower. Yeah, 115, 200 around there. So right now, guys, what I'm seeing is Bitcoin going sideways or possibly coming down to test at least 114. I feel like we will be testing this 21 moving average, which is at 112. I told you guys a theory the other day that I feel like we're probably going to go sideways for a couple days until this 21 moving average on the daily chart catches up to like a price range of 114. In that case, then maybe we'll wick off of that and then from there bounce up and then possibly hit 125. Speculation, but right now I'm a little bit neutral to bearish on Bitcoin. In order to get bullish again, we would have to get beyond this topping tail and get above 123,500. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.